Howdy folks, how you doing? Long time no see. It's been a little weird, sorry about that. So let's talk about project one. I'll go over a solution here. This was just a chance to get our feet wet, do some kind of exploring with R and see what we can come up with the data. So I'm going to show you something real basic. It gets the job done, and that's okay. So if you did more than that, that's fantastic. There's tons of different ways you can go about solving these problems. So if it doesn't look exactly like mine, that's okay. Don't worry about it here. So again, we're tackling that problem that we have our nonlinear thinking or linear thinking in a nonlinear world, right? So the idea was we had our SUVs and we had our sedans. SUVs currently get 10 miles a gallon and they drive 10,000 miles a year. And then we had sedans that drive 10,000 miles and they get 20 miles per gallon. And the idea is we can replace one of the two fleets. Don't ask me why we could replace them for the same amount of money. It's just a thought exercise. So if you replace the SUVs, we go from 10 to 20 miles a gallon, doubling our miles per gallon. Or we could replace the sedans and go from 20 to 50, more than doubling, right? That's 2.5 times our miles per gallon. And we wanted to see which is a better option for us to replace. Where are we going to get more fuel savings? So we want to take a look and see, can we graph out, using some of the tools that we know, the amount of gas that's used as we increase our miles per gallon. So if we create a couple variables here, maybe we start with, so I made a file here and I've got a new project. I put this in, so this is project one in our GitHub repository. So we're going to start with our SUV gallons used, right? I'm sorry, our SUV miles per gallon. So our MPG or miles per gallon. Anytime you're working with units of measure, I would rather write them out. I guess MPG is pretty well known, but I always like to see them written out. Just it makes it super clear what we're doing here, right? And that's going to be a range here. Then, so we're going to go from 10 to 20. Okay, so from 10 to 20, that'll be our SUV miles per gallon, right? And then if we want to know how many gallons of gas we use for each of those miles per gallon. So like what we're doing is we're saying, okay, at 10 miles a gallon, how much gas do I use? At 11 miles a gallon, how much gas do I use? At 12 miles a gallon, how much gas do I use? Right, so this will be my SUV gallons used, right? I'm going to say, well, that was 10,000 miles per year divided by our SUV miles per gallon, right? And then we should be able to graph this with our qplot, right? And so we want, what is our x-axis? So the x-axis is probably going to be the miles per gallon, right? And then our y-axis here will probably be our gallons used. So we can graph this out. Sorry, Stella wants to say hi. Say hi to everyone, Stella. Hi, kitty. She loves to sit in my lap when I'm down here. It's really cute. Okay, so let's see if we can give this a run. See what we get here. Oh, I didn't do my plot right. My goodness, what am I doing here? Did I not add it? I didn't add it, did I? Okay, that's fine. So we need to go and add it real quick. All right, let me go. Sorry, I was dealing with Stella here and racking my brain. So let's go make sure we have that library, right? So we want to add the ggplot library, so we should be able to use that one here, right? So now we get our SUV miles per gallon, we get our SUV gallons used, we get our plot. It's going to show our plot for us. Oh, let's highlight all of it here. There we go, and now we get our plot. And now we're running the whole code here. So we see for each of these values then, right, at 10 miles per gallon, we use 1,000 gallons of gas, and so on and so on. So my little plot here, let's see, I can make this a little bit bigger. It's kind of pretty here. Whoa, that stretched out a little bit weird, but that's okay. Again, we can tweak some of these things if we want to. So we go from using 1,000 gallons of gas per SUV per year to 500 gallons of gas per SUV per year, right? So if we wanted to know what the savings were, we could figure that out as well, right? So the savings then is going to be that number, right? It'll be 1,000 minus this. Again, just different ways we can explore this if we want. So if we wanted to see this SUV gallons saved, right, is going to be, well, it'll be 1,000 gallons minus my gallons used. I don't think that's going to do exactly what we want it to do, right? Because I'm going to take each of those numbers minus 1,000. Right? Let's see. See if it gives us what we want here. So that's gallons saved. Okay, there we go. So now maybe if we want to plot instead of the gallons used, maybe we want to plot the gallons saved. And this works. So each one of them was subtracted by 1,000. This is so nice here. It's so fun. So we can see how many gallons we save then as we increase our miles per gallon. So we'll save up to 500 miles per gallon. Either way that you want to plot, that's fine here. That should work out fine. So now we did the first one, and the second one is sedans is basically the exact same thing here, but now we have sedans. So sedans, miles per gallon is going to be from 20 to 50 here, right? And then our sedans, miles per gallon, and sedans, gallons used, and sedans, gallons saved. Now this won't be 1,000 though, right? Because we're starting at 500. Right? Remember, we're already at this 500 mark when we see, because we're at 20 miles per gallon, right? And you go 10,000, you're using 500 gallons. Right? So that would be the first value here. That was all. That's the first one in there. And then we'll take our SUV miles per gallon as our x-axis and our gallons saved as our y-axis, and see if we can graph this one. Let's see, what did it not like here? Uh-oh, error in geom points. Feeding the first layer, check aesthetics. Must be length 1 or the same as the data. Okay, so something wasn't the same length here. Oh, SUV gallons used. Yep, I did the wrong one. So that should be our sedans gallons used. Yeah, this is the problem when you copy paste things. Sometimes you forget to replace the right things. There we go. And now we see, right, we've got more data points where we go from saving no gas, right, to saving only 300 gallons of gas per vehicle, going from 20 miles a gallon to 50 miles a gallon. So this is that non-linear piece here that's happening, is as you increase your miles per gallon, each miles per gallon that you increase actually gives you less and less and less and less fuel savings. So there's a big difference to go from 10 to 20, less of a difference to go from 20 to 50. Right, if you're driving the same number of miles. That's just an interesting thing to look at. So we were just kind of exploring, using some of these tools, seeing if we can get some of these variable things to work here. If you just did the miles per gallon, you graphed that, that's perfectly fine. You didn't need to do the gallons saved. This is just sort of will show us a little bit easier, I think. I wasn't very specific about what I was looking for that. So either one of those is perfectly fine to graph here. If you had some fun playing with your graphs and made them even prettier, let me know. Feel free to drop them in the Discord. I'll let everyone else check them out and see now that the project's done and in. I would love to have you share if you're proud of what you did. If you're not, that's okay. We're getting our feet wet and practicing. So this next project coming up, we'll do a little bit more interesting stuff as we go. Okay? All right, thanks everybody.